What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the bag holders theory, guys. So this is not something that I invented. I actually learned this from by a guy named Steven Ducks. He is a huge day trader in the stock market. I want to say he just posted a huge trade of $10 million in one day, like 2 weeks ago, which is insane. But I learned this pattern directly from him. So big shout out to him for teaching it. And this pattern came based upon data, based upon years of him tracking different tickers, different token. And one thing that I can say when it comes to CTO, it fits the bill as far as like with technical analysis. So I really want to just dive into this video by telling you guys why. Why do we see price rejection? Why do we see price going down? And I know some people are like, I can't, wrap my head around it or why these people are selling. But the thing is, you got to realize there's some people that's in Roaring Kitty. They're just praying and hoping to just get out at break even. They have no faith in the project. So those people who don't have faith in the project, they're gonna sell once they get close to break even. No, no amount of convincing. It is what it is. So we're not looking to try to save everybody. We just want to save people who want to be saved, who really want to make life changing gains at the end of the day, and also people who are gonna show up. So typically what tend to happen is whenever a bag holder is formed is they get excited because they're seeing the run up, and they're the one who's typically are chasing green candles, guys. They're chasing green candles. They're thinking, Lambo next week, Lambo tomorrow. They're gonna flick off their boss, give them the middle finger. They think that that's gonna happen tomorrow. So that's typically the mindset of a bag holder. And if it doesn't happen or it starts reversing on them, then they become disgruntled, guys. They become disgruntled and don't take any accountability for themselves for chasing an asset. You chase an asset, you're going to pay every time. You know, People are looking to buy high and sell even higher. That's not how you invest in anything. You invest when it's red, like a red day we're having right now. But what tend to happen, and look, you could even gauge it based upon where's the volume coming at. So if you compare this volume, after this run up, this day or this series of time had more volume than this whole consolidation period. So that lets me know a lot of people were stuck in this because they were excited. Some people didn't take profits. And some people saw it come down and they were like, oh my God, I should have taken profit, blah, blah, blah. And they're praying to God, they're praying to Jesus, saying, please, 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 please let this asset go back to break even so I get off. And this is exactly what happened. Once we had this rebound, guess where this thing topped off at? It topped off right around the area of where bag holders were accumulating. So what you tend to see for bag holders is areas of consolidation. So here's another place right here. This is there. It was consolidating for quite a bit. So it's consolidating, causing new bag holders. So some of these bag holders probably got out over here. Now you got new bag holders forming over here. They're excited, like, yeah, we're going to the moon, blah, 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 blah. Then next thing you know, you get more bag holders accumulating over here. Then once it has a reversal, this is where the shift in the mind of, oh, from being bullish to bearish. They're only bullish if the price is going up. They're bearish if the price is going down. And which is a horrible way to invest, by the way. But that's the mindset because once they're in and they're seeing their portfolio day in and day out, they're losing money, they're not making any gains. That becomes discouraging. And like I mentioned, they're just praying to want to get out at break even. They probably, won't participate in raids. They won't participate in minting an NFT, which in fact would simply help them in their position. But they can't see past that. And they're like, you know what? I just want this thing to come at break even so I could just be done and away with this project. And they'll look for the next thing to, ape into while the candle's going green and the process repeats itself again. So essentially, what we're seeing here when it comes to the bag holder theory is the people who hold on for multiple months and that they're down on their position, they're the ones who's going to be looking to exit once the assets start to rebound and come to that same area, guys. So this is what happened once we came back after months, because again, the last time that we was in this area was roughly around January, guys. So after January, we're now, first time was back in May. It got rejected. So after it got rejected, some of these bag holders were able to get out. And for the ones who were seeing it going up, they were like, oh, they're excited. But then once this happened again, they're like, this stupid asset, random marks, you such a scammer. I don't even know how I be scamming people because, with some of these comments that some people be saying. But they're like, random marks, you such a scammer. Like, how do you, let me just go back to that. How does one scam in a CTO? Like, I don't have access to the keys. I don't have access to anything, guys. I bought my token on the open market like everybody else. But back to on topic. But yeah, but now we had this bounce right here, right? And guess where it came back to? That same area of bag holder territory. So eventually, what's going to happen? You have this first push, second push. We may be able to see another push, maybe in the next coming days, depending how the market reacts. And once it flips over, and we surpass the bag holders territory, we may be able to see one more area of bag holders territory, then approaching all-time highs, guys. So this is the path forward. So we're really right there on the cusp of seeing something great and and powerful happen to Roaring Kitty, and it is just playing out the part, because again, the people who are not participating, they're going to be the first one that's going to get out, and this is what we want as a community. Because for sure, I see a lot of people in the TG who's pushing, who's raiding. Like, these are the people that I want to succeed in Roaring Kitty. The people who are not raiding and chilling, I want them gone, And that's the simple truth. Like, I want to see them sell their bag and they come back later on and be like, you know what? I should have been more active, because what keeps the conviction is the participation. Participating in the rage, participating in the shield, as well as doing a simple task by minting an NFT, just showing that, you know what, I actually have skin in the game and I know that this asset is going to do what I think it's going to do. So at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want, give whatever excuses that they want. Actions is what matter at the end of the day. But hopefully, because I did see in the TG, a couple people were asking, like, why would people sell right before everything blows up? That's why, like, these people, they're down on their position, and it's a mentality thing. And this has been around for hundreds of years, guys, in the stock market. So with technical analysis, it is to a T. And this is why I love technical analysis more than fundamental analysis, due to the fact that technical analysis have the human mind in it. It's embedded in the chart. And this is why people could pinpoint things happening on the chart a lot better by just studying technical analysis. So again, we got the rejection right here. So once we get this rejection, it's going to settle somewhere. It could even come back down here. If it does, it does. But then what we're going to see is eventually another test. And hopefully on the third test, we get that breakout. And now we're starting to cook, because now all of a sudden, majority of the people that are down on the position, they're no longer in it. So now you're getting new groups of people, and this is why holder count matters so much. Like, how much new holders that we're getting. And that's one thing that we've been seeing consistently with Roaring Kitty. New holders step up to the plate. And as new holders step up to the plate, they're the one who's creating the floor. And also, when we mint NFTs and we're using these funds to buy, back our token, we're essentially supporting our floor as well too. So that way we could make, instead of Roaring Kitty having to come all the way back down here, it could just consolidate in the fives, in the mid fives, for a few days, then finally retesting back the sixes, you know. And as more and more NFTs is forming, then now we're gonna have a new base, maybe in the sixes, in the sevens, or even in the at the penny mark. Like, this is gonna be the new base floor of where Roaring Kitty cannot just go below. And this is why the whole push for the NFTs. But really, guys, that is all that I have for you today. So hopefully this video made sense. Hopefully you guys understand just the technical side of it. And all it is, guys, is just bag holders who are disgruntled. They're down in their position. They're looking to get out at, at break even. But leave a like, leave a comment. Random Arts got signing off. Peace.